Hello everyone, so this is not going to be the typical, walkthrough, I suppose. It's going to have me ranting a lot, me commenting on a few tidbits. It's not going to be me explaining the whole process of the game. If there's something that you like or dislike, then go ahead and comment that about, the gameplay in general, or suggest things. I've been playing this game for around 7 to 8 years, and it's one of my favorites, and there has not been any completed walkthroughs, so I'm hoping to be the first to actually finish that. And I know a few others have attempted it, but we'll see how it goes in general. So this is all recorded after the fact, so the gameplay is recorded, but then I'm going to do a voiceover of me watching the footage. Some will be sped up, some will be cut. Nothing important, just like the gathering and anything that takes more time than it should. So, yeah, thank you for watching, and let's get to it. First off, I'd like to note that there's like a bunch of new things they've added since I've played. I've been playing on and off every now and then, and right now I'm going on clicking the little button there to get the camera, because something I like to do is kind of turn around, or mainly turn the character around whenever I'm running or doing anything, and me doing the window transparency, that's just me right-clicking, and those selections come up. It makes it a lot easier to see behind what you're doing, so I do a lot of window transparency on, everything that I can do that on. It's a lot less ugly looking to me, but that's like a preference. So, we're starting off in Skalkaar right now, and right-clicking the hotkey alignment bar to get a new hotkey bar, and placing it down above the chat box. This is important because you have many abilities as a dragon, and crafting and adventure abilities are going to start adding up, so I like to kind of like to prepare beforehand. And again, I'm doing the window transparency crap. Like I said, this is one of my favorite games. I've been playing for 7 years, probably more than that. I've been on and off, and I'm so glad this game is around. There's a lot of games that, okay, hold on. So, right now I'm adding my abilities to the, hotkey bar. By doing that, you can press, I believe, C, or to pop up that character bar thing, or you can just go to that little circle at the bottom, and normally it pops up under character or abilities. I can't remember which it said. So the first task is to talk to Kyrian. No, wait, that's not Kyrian. Never mind. Karkath. He starts you off by having you kill some grulettes, and right now I'm just kind of messing around with the interface. You can do that by going to options, and they have different themes, which I've used Garnet for a long time, so I went with Emerald this time. So I'm messing around with that right now, and just kind of fixing things to how I normally put them, because I had to re-download this game since my computer, long story, no one cares. Okay, so I'm now chasing after Karkath, and because he's running away, not really running away, but at first I probably should have started out this walkthrough by reading everything, but I didn't feel the need to. Make sure you do click that little circle at the bottom and click the quest button, and make sure that you did talk to them, because sometimes it'll seem like you talk to them to do the quest, and then you end up looking at the quest bar or the quest log, and it said you never talked to them. So make sure of that, because I messed up twice in this tutorial doing that. I'm adding another hotkey bar because I'm kind of like neat like that. So the first thing is you have to kill 3 grulettes, I think. No, you have to kill 1 grulette, and that doesn't take long. It's really easy to kill them. Not a very high level. And then right click to loot them. This is important, and you can also type that /forward so you go in, or just press enter and then click, press enter /forward and then type the word loot, and that's another way to loot things, which I do if I'm fighting and I'm close to killing them. And fairly easy to go through. You just kind of like hurry with the thing. You already know where the grulettes are because they're right by the book thing. You can press the button. Oh, okay, this sucks. Okay, just kind of run back, and this is when you're gonna have to start looting things because you need it in order to pass the quest. So, and again, this is where I'm typing /loot, and the loot pops up. And also, whenever you loot things, it automatically tells you what you're looting by the little adventure, little chat, basically. And that little T is the Gruok tusk? Grulette, okay. Grulette tusk, which is what you need, and you can right-click unnecessary items to add to your loot, which I'll explain at a later date. Again, me greeting. So, once you're done with the Grulette killing, he does have one more task for you, which will be another task after that, but you want to head down the road and go follow it a bit of ways until you get to a whatever that thing is. I wouldn't even know how to describe what that is. And I'm messing around with my options again. That little passageway there on the left. And this little thing right here that I'm typing, set pref, use loading screen false, that's to get rid of the loading screens. Sometimes they're helpful, but I don't like to sit around. I mean, they're nice looking, but I don't like to sit around and wait for everything to load, and it just seems like it takes a lot longer, so I use that a lot. Looking at the map, and up here is the crafting dragon, which you will be talking to do a few crafting quests. Again, I didn't bother reading the quest here. You're just gathering 50 copper and 10 ore, and by pressing C and going to abilities and the little craft circle, you have to start dropping and dragging every little, well, hotkey in there. I don't know if it's necessary so much now, because once you go up to anything, you can automatically, after you press gather, it automatically starts gathering with the right tool. Go ahead and add those into your hotkey bar that you've already laid out. And then we go down the hill, if I can stop messing around with crap. Again, I'm messing around with the key bindings, which means keys that are linked to actions. So what I'm used to is what I'm trying to refix it as, because, well, new fresh game does it how they wish. So, and as soon as you start falling, you do automatically glide. No, you can't fly yet, so you're just a little hatchling, but we'll get on to that. So what you want to do is click on the copper and tin, which is what you're looking for, gather it, and you should get about 50. This is where I start to cut off, because gathering 50 tin, or copper and tin ore takes quite a bit of time, and it's not really worth watching me rant and stuff over. This game is very crafting based, so if you're not a fan of crafting, then it's probably best that you don't play it in the first place, I would say. But there's a lot of adventuring, a lot of quests. The main goal for a hatchling, I would say, is to become an adult dragon, and then later an ancient, which I think takes about 100 days, if I'm not mistaken. So after you've gathered all your copper and tin, you have to run back up that hill where you met the big green dragon, and lots of running. The little tedious thing about being a hatchling is you have to run everywhere. So go up to Gymnoth, which is a crafting dragon, greet him, and he should say something about a formula. Now, this is important. To do this, you need to click the inventory button, and which you can go to that little circle, or you can press I to get that up there. So, inventory, see that little green thing, you right click it and press the button that says scribe. After that, you talk to him, and he should give you another quest, which is to craft 10 bronze bars. Now, the crafting machines are, this is just me checking out the thing again. The crafting machines are inside, so behind them is a sort of floating rock with the places that you need, and you click create item there, and click the bronze bar, which is what he wants. Click and drag the button all the way to the, or the slide thing all the way to the right, and that's how you make them. But you also have to click the little prongs button, which when you run your mouse over the hotkeys, it normally tells you what you're looking for, so you need smelting for bronze bars. Which I believe it tells you that. So my camera cut out. I can't remember where I started. So make sure to check your abilities. They happen it's hard to say. So just make sure that you're checking them. Craft does every 10 levels, if I'm not mistaken. So normally you'll know when to do craft. It'll go blank on your screen in those hotkey bars. So click gather, and it automatically starts gathering. You need 35 garnet, so gather that much, and then you have to run back again to Gymnoth, the crafting dragon. I remember when I first started this game, I totally missed out on this whole beginner island, and just kind of ran around and didn't do any quests, and it just screwed up my character. So make sure you do all the quests in order. You can look around and explore, but make sure just to do your quests as needed. We're making gems for okay, so inventory, so I, right-click the green formula, and scribe. And you always have to do that for any formulas that you get or buy. So to do this, you go into this same place you went into, back where that crafting machine was, smelter. And I think, yeah, so on the very first branch to the left will be the gem cutter, which is what you're going to need to make garnet. So you go up to that, click create item, go to the garnet formula, fill it all the way, the bar all the way, and it automatically does it. Since you have the gem cutter tool already on you from gathering, it should be... Oh, I'm not sure actually. I might have clicked it, but make sure that you have the right tool. Normally they'll be in red what you need, and then green is when you have the right tool selected. By that I mean in the hotkey bar where it has gem working and stone working and all of that. So you greet him. Ooh. And you're making a claw this time. Fairly easy. I think I'm supposed to be reading this, but basically you do the same thing about scribing in your inventory. Over time you'll start to collect things you really don't need, but it's best not to hoard those yet or delete them until you're sure that you don't need them. So click the Skalkaar button, which is like a weird like vase looking thing. Go to the Scale Forge, go all the way, and create. It's pretty second nature to me since I've been playing so long, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy to find what you're looking for. And greeting him here. And you start to level very quickly as well. I'm greeting him, and now 50 sandstone slabs. Okay, so I believe the new system now is you can play a dragon up to level 15, which is relatively fair, but you do level quickly, so it's always best to just get a subscription or do the trial, which I think is 14 days. I'm not sure if the trial still counts. Yeah, just kind of feel for the game, see if you like it, and it's sad that there's not that many dragon games that are as in-depth as this. The sandstone is on the left, opposite to the garnet, so all you have to do is follow that road back down where the garnet was, and, well, there it is. And right there, I was equipping the claw that I made. Once you make something, it's best to go into your inventory, right-click it, and equip it. Over levels that you progress in, you'll have stronger scales and stronger claws, and this will help with battles, and we'll get more into techniques later, but for now, let's just stick with what's going on here. So I'm greeting this guy again. And then right here, I'm kind of looking at the other hatchling, so I'm a bit distracted. So, beginner sandstone brick. And this is when I realized that they added new emoticons, or not emoticons, but actions. So I decided to kind of mess around with this person, or mess around with this other dragon. There is a emote pack that you can download that has like other sound effects, but I didn't realize that they had added these new ones, so again, I'm just messing around with this other dragon, which we're both kind of being silly. Well, this is like my new favorite thing, and this is where we start like imitating each other, but yeah, hopefully I don't run into anyone where they want to level with me, which it's not a problem, but it might kind of make it harder to do this walkthrough, because then I'll have to rely on someone else, which I don't want to. So to do these little actions, you just type /forward EM, and that's whenever these all pop up, and then you can do /forward shake, for example, or is that even one? I can't tell. I can't see very well. But yeah, then I'm like, okay, I need to stop messing around with this other dragon and get to business. So I'm running back in there, and I have a bit of a confusion, because I thought the stoneworking machine down here, this is the right way to go, was the wrong one. So I'm kind of flying around confused. I don't think flying makes you accelerate any faster, but I guess it's better to fly around than run around if given the chance. Nothing in there, so this is when I realized that maybe the one on the right was the right way, which it was. And I'm still kind of looking around and then reading that it says yes, it's on the right, which I'm kind of checking in on. So I'm going back and follow the instructions, just don't do what I did. And go up to there, do create item, sandstone bricks. Is that what this is? Yeah. And all the way, create item, and run back. Now, yeah, a lot of crafting, it's tedious work. I may use that word a lot in this whole walkthrough, but you'll learn to hate it in the end. Or maybe you'll enjoy it, it's hard to say. I think next is dragon scale, which you already have the items, so you don't really need to do anything. All you have to do is go back into that scale forge that you were making items at previously, and scribe your formula, go up to it, click the little scale craft button, and we'll craft it. Now it has the option to do 2 scales, but I went ahead and did 1 because in New Trismus, which is the town that you're going to next, you require sandstone bricks for some kind of spell making. So I wanted to go ahead and keep those for later if I'm bad at remembering things. So I just like to make sure that I have extra. Less work if you don't do more than you're supposed to. Or sometimes doing more is good, but not in this case that I can remember. We'll figure that out later. I might go against my word, but we'll see. So you go back to him, greet him. Woo, another level, yeah. Okay, this is spells and abilities. He gives you a spell ahead of time. You will have to make your own in the next town, but right now he just gives you one. So for this, you go to your inventory, which is I, right-click, scribe, and press K to get to this little, where the spells are. And you just kind of drag it into your hotkey bar, and automatically that's how it is. Okay, so another quick way to get back to the other dragon is by pressing recall, which saves a lot of time. You don't have to run back, you can just recall back. So I'm running back because I realized I already had the quest. So what you want to do is just run back to that little hut thing, and on the very right there should be grass beetles, which you have to kill 3. A pretty simple task. I cut this as well, because no one wants to see me kill beetles for, 2 minutes maybe? and looting everything. Something that is important to dragons on this game is horde, because the more horde you have, the more armor you have. It's also, if I'm not mistaken, still a requirement for your adult dragon quest. Okay, and the last thing he makes you do is kill spiders, which again are pretty simple to kill. If you go to key bindings, it tells you what is where and what key opens what little action. So kind of look around on that and fix them to how you want. So the last quest is to go to Nutrismus. You've done everything here that you needed to do. So you get the quest from him. Make sure that you did get it, that you don't have to talk to him anymore, because you don't want to run all the way there and end up having to go back to talk to him. So it does say just greet Stuart in Nutrismus. So for this, you just kind of follow that pathway until it takes you to a portal, which you'll see. I think the next time, hopefully I can find a way to record this in a way that has me voicing over, so I'm not, but during the game, so I'm not kind of rambling on and on. Or if you do like this method, go ahead and tell me that. Any kind of commentary is appreciated. So this kind of summarizes the first episode of Istaria, the walkthrough. A problem with me playing during the game is my keyboard clicking and my mouse clicking, so if I can find a way to get rid of that, then that would be great. But to do this, you just go up to the little portal here and click Nutrismus, teleport, and it takes you to the next, well, map. Again, there's like, gosh, I've been everywhere in this game, so mostly. But there's tons of places to explore, which you'll need to do as fit with your character. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this. I know it had a lot of me rambling, a lot of me kind of trying to quickly explain what I was doing, but hopefully I won't have to do that as much once you all get familiar with the game. If you would like me to read the quest logs, I think I may do that next time, since I just kind of run through and skip everything, and it might add to the story if you know a little bit more about the game and the characters and what this world is all about, because it's very lore based. Yeah, but thank you for watching. Hopefully episode 2 will be up soon. It will be the starter of Nutrismus, and the crafting dragon and the adventure dragon, and any little other quests that I think are important. And if you have any suggestions you would like to add on this, go ahead and recommend them.